I know with everything going on, it's very difficult to know what is happening in the future. If you're going to school, if you're doing online school, if you have voluntarily chose to do homeschool, it's kind of all different. So, just to get started, I'm going to go down the line. So freshmen to seniors in order. Freshmen, don't try to change yourself because you're in high school. You are going to change because you're in high school, but don't change because of high school. I mean, high school is another step towards finding yourself. You're not gonna completely find yourself in high school, but you're gonna get to know yourself a little bit better. So don't go to high school with these huge expectations of, oh, I'm gonna get a boyfriend, I'm gonna get straight A's all the time, I'm gonna get into my dream college, I'm gonna get on the varsity team. Don't have all these expectations without having a backup. Your freshman grades affect your GPA as much, if not more, as any other grade you're going to be in high school. I mean, personally speaking, I did not do as well as I wanted to freshman year because I thought, oh, freshman year doesn't really matter. I mean, it just matters like your junior and senior year. Well, let me tell you, if you get to your junior and senior year and you're still not at the GPA you want to get at, it's going to be very difficult to get there because freshman year is kind of the roots of your GPA. If you completely flunk, or if you get like B's or C's and you want that 4.0, it's going to be very difficult to recover your GPA if you continue bad habits like that throughout high school. It's your class if you don't like it, or if you feel like it's not good for you, or if it's either too easy or too hard, change it. If your counselor isn't taking you serious enough when you say you want to change your class, you need to get your parents or guardians involved. Speaking of classes, don't take all these easy freshman classes your freshman year. I know that's kind of weird to say, but take honors classes. You need to take classes that are going to push you from freshman year. So at least take all honors classes. Honors is not that different from standard classes. I mean, all there is most classes have a honors project, but some of them don't even do it, like don't even require you to do your honors project. So take an honors class, and plus when you're in an honors class, my tripod is currently in the guinea pig's cage, and you really want to push yourself, take an AP class, talk to your counselor about what is technically the easiest AP class, but all of them are going to be hard if you don't like what you're taking. Get involved. Even if you're an introvert, you need to get involved in your school, whether that's clubs, sports. You just need to get involved. Try out for a sport. If you're not a sporty gal, go to a club, and if you are a sporty gal, do a club also. If you don't really if you're not sure what club to take and you're really shy and everything, I suggest doing a club like Habitat for Humanity, like a community service club, because you're not going to do wrong by that. I mean, it's so good just to hop in with your right out of the get-go. Start getting your community service hours to log, and so then once you're an upperclassman, you can apply for officer positions and everything, which is going to look very good for college applications. Oh, okay, so it's going to seem like hopefully you'll get to walk on the school property this year. So once you get there, it's going to seem like everybody's staring at you, but nobody's staring at you unless you give them a reason to stare at you. Okay, I'm just going to go by my experience. So for our spirit week at my school, we have, like most high schools, you dress up. There's a specific thing you dress up on a specific day and everything. and I think it was on like Thursday, you were supposed to dress up like the 80s. And so I went all out. I'll insert picture here. I went all out. I mean, I did my hair, I did a full outfit, everything. Like, my mom helped me with my hair. It was full on everything. This was freshman year, mind you. And I was expecting everybody to go all out also. Like, no, I think it was on Monday. Yeah, it was on Monday, because I just was expecting everybody to go all out for Spirit Week. I was like, this is exciting. And I like watched a bunch of videos on other people's Spirit Weeks, and they tend to go all out. So I'm like, I'm gonna go all out. Yeah, I went all out, and I get there, and I mean, people are wearing like a little bit of neon t-shirts and some scrunchies, maybe some like high top Converse. Nobody full out went full. I mean, it was very sad. I think after first period, I think I called my mom to bring me some clothes, and I put my hair in a bun. So that's my experience. I mean, if you're brave like that and you want to go completely out, by all means do it. So, but just know that unless you want to be stared at for good or bad reasons, don't give people a reason to stare at you unless you want to be stared at. And I mean, it's good to sometimes be stared at in some situations. Like when I was training to get my CNA, I wore my scrubs all the time because, I mean, we had to on some days. And I wasn't very embarrassed. I mean, people stared at me, but I wasn't embarrassed because it was something I was proud of. So if you want people to stare at you, go for it, but do it for something you're proud of. But like, if you're just like in jeans and a t-shirt or like a regular outfit, people aren't gonna be staring at you just walking into the cafeteria or walking into class, unless like you're late to class or something. Oh, another thing about being stared at, when you are going through the hallways as a freshman, walk on the right side of the hall. Yes, you don't have the rules like you did in middle school, but if you walk on the left side of the hall, it's kind of rude because people are trying to get to classes. You probably have 5 or 10 minutes max to get to your class, and depending on how big your school is, that can kind of be difficult. So walk on the right side of the hallway and walk at a normal pace. Don't go super slow because that's just rude. Once again, just go with the flow of traffic. Just go and don't run. By all means, do not run through the hallway, through outside, unless you are exercising or you're in a class and they tell you to run. Do not run. I guess now I'm going to go into more of the social part of being a freshman and kind of high school in general. Don't voluntarily be involved in drama. If you've been watching high school advice videos, you've probably heard that saying about 20 times by now. But do not get involved in drama if you don't need to. If you have to get involved in drama, or if you were drawn into drama, then you either need to retreat or report. Retreat as in like, I'm not dealing with this, I'm sorry, I don't want to be involved. Just get out of the conversation. If it's happening over your phone, just get out of the conversation. If they keep on responding back, just ignore them. And also, if somebody's threatening you, like threatening to hurt you or your family, you need to report it to the office. You're scared of what they're going to do afterwards. If they hit you, or if they like assault you or do something bad through social media, bully you after you reported them, then that gives the your school police officers or the office even a better reason to get them suspended or in trouble. And also with high school, don't feel like you have to be in a relationship in high school. Throwing myself out there, but I was never in a relationship in high school. Do not regret it. I mean, I did completely fine. I kept myself busy with my friends and school and sports and all that. So don't feel obligated to be in a relationship just because all the movies or shows or your friends are in relationships. Don't feel obligated to. And also, my advice is I'm saying this and you're probably going to be like, she's never been in a relationship, so how does she know? I am the person that everybody comes to talk about their relationships to. Oddly enough, I don't know if you've ever seen those TikToks where it's like, I'm the person that everyone goes to advice for, and I've never been in a relationship. So, it kind of makes me unqualified, but at the same time, I've heard and seen so much, and I've given pretty good relationship advice. Try to talk to the person for like a few weeks before you go out and date them. There is no rush. I mean, you have your whole life ahead of you. Don't rush into things. And I mean, if you're like, oh my gosh, I want to date to the homecoming or to prom, go to the dance as friends. Respect others' opinions. This is a big thing, and I feel like sometimes even grown people need to be told this personally. So with other people's opinions, whether it's political, whether it's social, anything, I mean, you can defend your opinion, go for it, but do it respectfully. Respect their opinion, respect your opinion, and if you post something political on social media, just be prepared for people to say their own opinion, because it's just freedom of speech. So if you say your opinion, they have just as much of a right to say their opinion. If you're in a situation where people are arguing with you about their political opinion, you can either just completely just ignore the conversation, or you can say your opinion is validated just like mine is. And that's all you have to leave it at. Don't respond back. If they're gonna keep on coming at you, you're not going to change their mind by arguing with them. Just like how your mind shouldn't change because they're arguing with you. Be nice to your teachers. Let me tell you, you can get frustrated and everything, but get frustrated at the work. Don't get frustrated at your teacher. They're just trying to teach you and everything, so don't get mad at them for something that isn't their fault. Because they are there to do their job just like how you are there to do yours. When you're a high school student or a college student, your main priority, your main job is to be a student. Just like how their main priority and job is to be a teacher. Don't go to social media when you're emotional. Take an hour or two, calm down. I mean, you can go to social media and just talk about it. You can go to your private story, you can go to Snapchat. You can talk about it and state like, oh, I've had a really bad day or something, but don't do it in the heat of the moment. But just make sure you are filtered in your social media at all times. And this is the last thing I'm going to say about freshman advice. Keep your social media filtered, because people are going to be looking at your social media for sports teams in high schools, for clubs in high schools, and also some things once you put out there in the whole internet, social media world, even when you delete them, there are still ways for them to find them. So, best way for you to put it, just keep it. Don't post on your private or your Finsta. Don't post it on. Don't curse. You should not be drinking alcohol in high school. But let's say you do. Don't post it on social media. Don't hint at it. Don't do any of that, because colleges and sports in high schools are looking at your social media, whether you know it or not. All right, sophomores. Sorry, that was a lot. This is kind of an awkward year because you are not the struggling junior, but you are no longer the awkward freshman. So it's kind of awkward. You're like, I don't know what to look forward to. But this is a year that you are going to have to make very good studying habits. I mean, really good studying habits. Because if you wait till junior year to start getting in those habits, they're not going to be habits by the time you need them. Take an AP class sophomore year if you didn't freshman year. My biggest regret is not taking an AP class my sophomore year. Start studying for the ACT and the SAT now, because you are taking those tests next year. You are also going to be needing to take the pre-ACT or pre-SAT your sophomore year. So you need to start studying for that stuff now, because you can get scholarships if you do good on the pre-test, if you study and do well. So just make good study habits for those tests too. Make it constant. I regret waiting last minute for my ACT and SAT scores. So start studying now. Buy some books. Get on a habit. Get used books. I think it was either the SAT for Dummies or ACT for Dummies. It's a great app. I think it's like $5. Totally worth it. It's cheaper than a book. Don't get obsessed with the fact that you either have your license or are about to get your license. Don't, unless it is the beginning of the school day or the end of the school day, don't wear your lanyard with your keys the entire day. Don't jingle them or jangle them, whatever, throughout the halls. Just don't do that. You have a car, congratulations. You got a license, congratulations. Being obnoxious about it is just gonna show immaturity. And the last thing, don't treat freshmen like you weren't one less than a year ago. Juniors, this is the year you have to start pushing yourself academically. If you have only taken standard classes, you need to be taking all honors classes. Again, it's not that big of a difference. So just register for the honors classes, it's fine. You're about to go to college or about to apply for college. You need to push yourself. I suggest about 2 or 3 AP classes that year. If you have not started studying for the ACT or SAT, start now. Now. This minute. I mean, right after this video, go get the app that says ACT or SAT for Dummies. Get that app. Spend the $5 or $6. It's worth it. Get in a good habit. Get involved now if you have not. Go to a club. You need to be in multiple clubs. At least one of them need to be community service clubs. You need to start chasing after being an officer your senior year. And if you have been in clubs your freshman and sophomore year and you have stayed in those same clubs, you need to start pushing to be an officer. Start taking your ACT and SAT test in the summer. I know that's kind of too late if you're a junior looking at this now, but you need to sign up for those tests now. Ooh, wait, you can't. I don't know how that works, but y'all be prepared. There are so many practice tests. So much. I don't know how they're doing that now because you can't go in person and take it, I guess. So I don't know. Maybe colleges won't require it. I really don't know. This is the year you're going to start pulling all-nighters or close to them. I cannot tell you how many times, and I cannot count it on all 20 fingers and toes how many times I had to stay up until 5 or 6 a.m. on homework or studying junior year. It's because you're taking so many AP classes. It's very overwhelming because this is also the year that you have to get good time management. Yeah, you can practice it freshman and sophomore year, but this year you're actually executing it. So, be prepared. If you procrastinate, it's gonna bite you right in the butt. I mean, it's not gonna be good. It's gonna show in your grades. Your teachers are gonna think you're lazy, even though you're probably not lazy. You just either forgot about it or you just didn't think about how long it would take. To motivate yourself throughout the year, you need to go visit colleges. Visit the colleges you're not even interested in. Go visit colleges during the break. If you want to, go visit some college in Florida. You're probably not going to go to, but it's great motivation because they talk about your test scores and your grades all the time there. So, and also, this is the year that so many colleges are going to be asking for your email. You need to make a separate email for colleges. Even if you've already given your personal email to some colleges already, it's not too late. You need to make a new email. I wish it would have saved me probably from 5,000 plus emails because they don't stop. I still have colleges that I'm not going to that are still emailing me on a weekly basis. People are going to be very tempted to ask you for answers or ask you to send you a picture of what your answer is. And that's okay to an extent. If it's something simple as if it's something simple and it's not for a grade and you're just helping somebody out, okay. But if it's for a grade, you don't need to share your answers because junior year assignments take more time than any other assignments usually, especially AP. Don't share your information with other people. You can give them hints. You can say, oh, I found the answer on page 20 in the textbook. That's okay, but don't send your answers because you worked hard. It's not right for them just to get them out of nowhere. All right, now senior advice. I think everybody assumes senior year is easy. It's easy if you make it easy, but if you make it easy, you're not going to get into the college you want to get into. You need to push yourself senior year just as much as you did your junior year. You need to push yourself because when you push yourself, it's gonna leave less room for like vulnerability in your GPA. This is the year that you have to run for leadership positions. Run for captain, co-captain, officer positions. I think I had like 3 or 4 officer positions, and I was co-captain on our varsity dance team, and that, I feel like that has helped me get into some of the colleges that I got into. And also taking AP classes your senior year, take at least one. You don't have to take as many or more AP classes you did your junior year, but you need to take at least one. Don't completely take standard classes. All your other classes still need to be at least honors. Take at least one AP class. I recommend at least 2. But yeah. So when you apply for college, most of the colleges you apply through Common App, which is a website with all your applications. It's where you submit all your money for the applications. It's a huge website for most, like 95% colleges. You need to make a Common App account at the beginning of the year, because there's a Common App essay you have to write, and just get that out of the way now before school starts, because all the schools get access to the Common App essay. You don't want to do bad on that essay now. Not a good idea. Of colleges, even the ones that you don't think you're going to get into, apply for them. You maybe like them later on. I wish I applied to a few more colleges than I did. And I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, that gets expensive, because average cost to apply for college is about like $60 to $80 per college. So that can add up very quickly. So most states and colleges have it where it's free application day. And honestly, just apply to all the colleges. Unless you were completely against a college, don't apply there, but it's free applications. Just get your essays ready. Sometimes the essays are a lot alike to the other ones, so you only have to make a few edits, but take advantage of the free application day, because that will save you possibly hundreds of dollars. All colleges, ask them if there is any way for you to get a scholarship for free applications. I know that it's not a lot of money for a free application, but if you reach out to them, it's likely that they're going to give it back to you. If you have already verbally committed to a college, that is fantastic. But let me tell you, you need to apply to other colleges also, because you could get 6 months down the line, and 6 months from now, you don't want to go to that college because you don't want to do that major. You don't want to do that sport. And it's okay to change your mind. Go to a college that you like. And if anything, if you feel uncomfortable changing your mind about a college you have already verbally committed to, you can always transfer colleges. Just putting that out. You cannot flunk your classes. Senioritis is real. Everybody gets it. Senioritis is not an excuse. It's only, everybody says, I have senioritis, but the colleges don't care. They're still the very, very smart, academically achieving people who have senioritis as well, but they push through it. I mean, you're gonna get in that flunk in the middle of the year where you're like, I am so close to being done with high school. I am ready to leave. I am done. You maybe have it now, but that's not an excuse to flunk your classes, because the colleges, you can't write on your essay, sorry, I flunked math or got a D or a C or a B in math. Sorry, I had senioritis. You need to do extremely well your senior year, because colleges receive your final transcript, and also clubs, sports, and Greek life receives your final transcript and your final GPA. You have to submit to a lot of things. This is something for before senior year, so if you have not started senior year yet, which you probably haven't, you need to filter through your social medias now. You need to go through your Finstas, through your privates, through your regular accounts. You need to filter through everything to ensure that these people do not get a hold of any false advertising of yourself. You don't want to put yourself out there in a negative way that makes you not get accepted into a program or into a college, or make it where it's difficult to try out for sports or anything. You need to filter through your social media now. Right after this video, it's super easy. Go to your social media, delete anything that's not appropriate. I'm talking about, like, if you have inappropriate comments, that can get you in trouble if you respond to them. Even then, even if you don't respond to them, they can still, if they're really inappropriate, they can get you in trouble. If you have any kind of substance use on any of your accounts, that's going to get you in trouble. Bad language is going to get you in trouble. A bunch of things can get you in trouble, but the main thing, substance use, profanity, and exposing yourself too much. I'm not saying like a bikini is fine. Don't post a topless pic on Instagram or your Finsta or your private. Don't do that. This is the year that you do not put anything inappropriate or wild on your social media, because it will just snip you in the butt. This is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's very, very long. Appreciate if you made it through the end. You'll have a good school year. I am hoping and praying that you guys can go in person if you are not already allowed to go in person. And I hope all this stuff turns around and you guys get an incredible school year. Good luck.